How's it going, guys? um, I am trying to pin a comment on this live, so bear with me here for a second. I'm gonna try to multitask right here. So I want to know how many the message. Okay, sweet. I think that I have pinned that message. Will you guys let me know in the chat if my message is pinned? I'm going back and forth between a third party streaming service and YouTube. So will someone please let me know in the chat if you guys see that my comment is pinned? Because I would enjoy if all of you guys could give me a follow on Facebook. I've grown decently quick here on YouTube and I'm growing really fast on TikTok, but Facebook is a challenge for me. Thanks, Paul. So for whatever reason, I just can't grow super quickly on Facebook. So I'm trying to get the ball rolling there. So that way I can reach more people, have more streams of income, all that good stuff. Want to keep the transparency with you guys. I make about, I don't know, I make about $80 to $200 every time I post a video on YouTube. My 40K view video, I probably made about, I don't know, like $600 off of that one video off of views. And Facebook right now for videos over 5 minutes pay out a lot, like a ton. So trying to build the Facebook up a little bit. And then, yeah, I didn't know I was going to be talking about this, but I guess I'll just kind of tell you guys my content strategy. So I use YouTube Shorts and TikToks and Reels on Instagram as a funnel. I try to get as many views and as many subscribers and followers as possible from the short form content and then direct them here to my YouTube. This is where I want people to digest my longer content. And then if people really like it, then they get funneled to my podcast where it's 45 minutes, an hour, sometimes even 2 hours. So that's the funnel that I try to use to get people interested in the content. And it seems to be working really well, but I just have a hard time getting Facebook rolling. So if you guys would subscribe or follow or like, I think you can follow and like on Facebook. So anyways, I want to know, I'm breaking all the rules here, guys. I did a live this morning and now I'm doing a second live. And holy cow, this guy is nuts. He's doing way too much on YouTube. He's doing way too much on eBay. He's doing way too much on TikTok and Facebook. He's going to get burnt out, yada, yada, yada. I love what I do. So I do it a lot. My wife, I got a haircut. I don't think it went amazing, but it looks all right. My wife is out playing soccer. So I've got the whole house to myself. And why not talk to you guys, right? So getting a little distracted here, but I want to know how many items did you guys list today? Go ahead and put in the chat right here how many items you listed. My employee drafted 14 clothing items today, and then I did an additional 36 items. So that's 50. We did 50 today. Let me know, did you guys do 3, 5, 12, 18? How many listings did you guys get up today? And I kind of want to talk about the importance of listing on eBay and the consistency of it. But if you guys have any questions at all, put them in the chat. If you have questions about listing, if you have questions about eBay, about business in general, about my personal life, if you guys want to get to know me a little bit better, if you guys want to comment that I'm doing way too many videos or not doing enough videos, go ahead. And then also put how many items you listed in the chat. So I'd love to see how everyone's doing. So I did, my employee did 14 and I did 36. So the J-Ride Flips organization did 50 listings today. And I'd like to know how many you guys did. Okay, thanks for letting me know that the comment was pinned. Hey, another card seller, Paul Carl Cards. Do you have a YouTube? Let me know in the chat if you have a YouTube. I love consuming card picking. I love to watch American Arbitrage. He does bargain bin hunting. It's one of my favorite things to watch on YouTube. But yeah, I sell a little bit of basketball cards and things like that. What kind of cards do you sell? Yeah, so I sell basketball because the one of the ways that I got into selling on eBay was I was a heavy basketball card eBay buyer. I actually bought like 1,500 cards off of eBay over the span of 6 to 9 months. And that actually led to me getting a ton of feedback, positive feedback. And then when I started listing on eBay, I didn't have any limits. I mean, I guess I had like a 10,000 item limit, and I started out with a ton of good feedback, so I never got really scammed or anything like that. So that's a hack. Is you can buy a ton of items on eBay. You'll get more feedback, and then you'll deal with less scammers, and you'll have your limit increases already to get started. Ever going to do a full sorry. Are you ever going to do a full tour of your space, stocking, shipping, listing station areas? Yeah, so I've done a few, like you're alluding to, like a little snip here and there. But yeah, I can totally do a full. I was thinking about doing a transparency update video. I want to update you guys what my numbers currently look like. And so I think I can also include in that video like my whole setup. So yeah, that's a really good idea. Let me put that in my notes. Thanks, Nick. So in that video, I'm also going to include workstation areas. Sweet. Thank you. That's Nick. Thanks, Nick. 10 so far. Sweet. So Caesar has listed 10 today. That's awesome. Zateradantes has listed 5 items. That's great. Keep it rolling. Listed 500 this morning. Working on another batch now. It's cards though, so way faster to list and things that can be fed through a scanner. Yep. 500 though, even on cards is impressive. Maybe you have a different system than me, but one time I listed like 150 cards and it took me like 4 hours to do that. So unless you worked like 14 hours today, you must have a better system than I did. That's for sure. 10 items per day. Honestly, I think that is like where you need to be. I think in between 10 and 15 is enough to make a full-time living depending on where you live in the country. Now, if you're in New York or California, not even close. You got to be doing like 45, 50, 60, 70. But 10 to 15 a day in Columbus, Ohio, or in Mobile, Alabama, a lot of these really cool places where the cost of living is pretty low. I think 10 to 15 is a really good place to be for most people. Nick says, I typically post about 7 per day, but I've been killing it at garage sales and have been having a hard time limiting myself. So the past couple days have been closer to 11 to 13. That's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool to hear that that you're killing it on the yard sale front. That's really cool. I've mentioned many times, I never complain about this, but my town is just so hot and it's just too small that there's just not a ton of yard sales. So I get the majority of my items from thrift stores. But yard sales can be really, really good. So good on you and keep it up. Dragon Master says, I haven't done any yet tonight, but I haven't been as consistent as I like, but I had some good scores and sales have been great. $1,200 since I think Thursday. That's awesome. Yeah, it's always awesome to make money and then just get back on the wagon and start listing. That's how we make money in this business. But yeah, that's really awesome to see you doing well, Anthony. Didn't think I'd remember, huh? I listed 5 and every day until my sales reach. Nice. Yeah, so sounds like you're listing 5 a day. That's really good, guys. Let me know in the comments below how many you guys are listing. And then if you guys have any questions on what to list, how to list them better, let me know in the chat. Ask me any questions, eBay related or business related. I know this is my second live today. I just got a little extra time today than normal, and I just love being here for you guys and making content. So, hi Jake. How long does it take you to list items? I try to stick to 5 per day. I try to find something similar as opposed to starting from scratch. Sadly, some need major fixing. Hey, no worries. That's how the game starts. You don't know the best ways to do things from the beginning, so it's perfectly fine to go back and fix your listings. It's actually very encouraged that you do that because it's going to increase the velocity of your sales and put more money in your bank account. I list. So right now I'm listing 20 a day and I'm drafting. I have an employee draft 14 items and then I draft 20 and that does 34 Monday through Friday. And that ends up being more than enough to do 20 every day and to not let my draft bank shrink. So my draft bank right now is like 240 items, and I like to keep it around that just in case I want to go on vacations, go on an extra long sourcing trip, things like that. And I am able to get my 20 listings done, usually in under an hour. I list a lot of remote controls, I list everything. I sell subwoofers and shoes and everything, but yeah, I'm able to get my 20 listings done. Usually 2 hours is the max. I usually get it done in about 45 minutes to 90 minutes, just depending on what I'm listing that day. But if I list like 20 remotes, which is rare, but one day I just listed 20 remotes and I got it done in like 24 minutes. And I'm like, okay, now what do I do? Also, do you start from scratch or sell similar? I sell similar. I sell similar off of other people's listings all the time. I sell similar off my own listings, just whatever's easiest. A lot of times I will sell similar off of someone else's listing, and then I'll just adjust the title a little bit, adjust the item specifics if needed, and then just get it rolling. I do have a YouTube channel, mostly post videos on software code systems for selling cards. You might like my video on how to add thousands of cards per hour to your eBay store. That's sick. Paul Carl Cards. I'm going to take a look at that for sure. Thank you. Also, some of my items have sold internationally, but instead of charging me shipping to the hub in the US, I had one to Brazil and one to Finland that charged me full price. I did have flat rate. That I've never heard of that before. So I would contact eBay directly and see what's up with that. There may be something wrong with your settings or a glitch on eBay's side. So I would definitely call eBay and see what's going on, because that should not be the case. Can you believe that $12.29 for Travis Matthews polos? Yeah. This is Josh is one of my subscribers, and he reached out to me on Instagram with a picture of like 8 Travis Matthews shirts in a row. I really like to pick up Travis Matthew, and they were $12.29 each, and they only sell for about $20, so not a lot of profit there. So unfortunately, he had to pass on them. $12.29 for clothing, that sucks. What state are you in, Josh? I think you said you were in Florida, right? But let me know. But lost money because it ended up being like $14 to ship socks. Yeah, that was a continuation of that international sale. So yeah, $14 to ship some socks. That is not efficient shipping there. So definitely contact eBay. 100 cards per hour is a bare minimum for getting cards added to your store. A good lister who doesn't have to comp should hit 300 plus. Listing bulk from the same set, you can add thousands per hour. Yeah, I'll definitely have to take a look at what you're talking about. And if you haven't yet, big shout out to American Arbitrage Cards. Dope guy. Hey, Jake, just got here. Listed 12 today. I found a Rusk Engineering blow dryer for $3.99, $60 sold comps. What would have walked away, but if not for you. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, blow dryers, curling irons, flat irons, really great profit. So good on you. Melanie says, she listed 4, but I am reducing the amount since I am nearly at 800. I have a store, but I don't want to go over 1,000 items yet. I have 3 to 4 Travis Matthew polos, and they have not moved. Yeah, so 9,000 Travis Matthews have sold in the last 90 days, and there's about, I think, 14,000 listed. Let's see. Travis Matthew shirt. So there's 16,000 listed and 11,000 have sold. So 11,000 have sold. That means that about 150 of them are selling every single day. So what that means is if you drop your shirts by $5, 150 of them are selling. They'll sell within a month. So there's so many eyeballs on Travis Matthews shirts. You just may not have the most desirable print or the most desirable style. But if there's that many selling, if you drop your prices by $2, $3, $4, $5, they'll sell. They'll sell almost immediately, at least within 60 days. I list every day. I just didn't yet tonight. I do list 10, but I aim for 15. Nice. Yeah. And a lot of people, they work all day. I know your situation. You just went full time, which is awesome. But a lot of people like you were, you'd work a full day and then come home and list at night. So there's nothing wrong with getting your listings done later. You just got to get them done. I listed 12 today. That's awesome. And if you guys want to let me know in the chat, what categories do you list in? Are you guys everything sellers? Are you guys niche? I know people hate that word, niche. Are you guys niche sellers? Are you guys like 2 or 3 category sellers, 5 categories? What do you guys list, and what do you mainly list, and what's your favorite thing to list? What's your most recent stock purchase? Every paycheck I buy, so I get paid every Tuesday. Every Tuesday I buy one VOO stock, which right now it is about, I think it's like $400. Let's see. VOO. For those of you that don't know, it is an ETF, which means it gives, when you buy this one stock, you get a fractional share of Apple, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Cisco. Actually, I think Cisco just recently dropped out, but Adobe, Starbucks, Target, a bunch of different companies all in one. So I buy one VOO stock every Tuesday. The current price is $415. So I just buy one of those every single Tuesday. And then I'm actually kind of holding on money. I'm trying to save up a little bit to buy a house. So I'm not investing in singular stocks right now. I'm just buying one VOO and then one SCHD every Tuesday. SCHD is another ETF that's more dividend focused. This might be over a lot of your guys' heads, which is perfectly fine. But if you guys start making money on eBay and you want to take your finance to the next level, you should definitely look into investing. But before I lose too many people, I'll move on. So yeah, I've just been buying VOO and SCHD. Drafting 15, listing 10. That is a beautiful number. That's awesome. Drafting 15, listing 10 every day is great. Oh, and I sold a remote today for an adjustable bed for $50. Yeah, adjustable bed remotes are freaking awesome. So I sell those for a ton of money too. Good on you. I have to start a draft bank before October so I can go away for a few days to New York for Comic-Con. Yeah, go to Comic-Con. Definitely get that work-life balance. You should have a draft bank anyway, though. So that way you never have to question if you're going to get your listings up, and you can go to Comic-Con. You can go to your son's baseball game. You can go spend a day with your wife or your mom or your grandma. So get that listing, get that draft bank up. I'm a newbie, 3 weeks young. I will be working to build my draft bank too. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. Everyone, believe in the draft bank. It'll change your life. What do you use to keep track of your inventory, sales, and tax stuff? A business credit card. So I have, every single time I make a purchase for my business, I only use my business credit card. And that credit card, it's the Chase Business Inc. Preferred. If you guys want to check that card out, if you guys have really good credit or you have an EIN number with an actual business, it's kind of a harder card to obtain. You need good credit for it, or a business that makes at least $100,000 a year usually. But if you guys are interested in that card, you can go to one of my other lives called eBay Paid for My Hawaii Vacation, and you can sign up for a link in it below and get like 100,000 free points, which is equal to like a huge trip for two. But yeah, so I use that. And then what's cool about that card is it automatically puts all of my purchases into tax deductible brackets. So like if I buy things at thrift stores, it puts it in my inventory bracket. And then if I'm out to eat, it'll put it in the business food tax deductible bracket. If I use it to make my car payment, then it'll put it in that. It's actually really cool. So I do minimal tax stuff every year, which is awesome. Hello from Western New York. Nice. I sell a lot of my stuff to New York. And unfortunately, every time I sell something to New York, I'm a little sad because it's like 3,000 miles away. There's a good chance that things get broken or the shipping is more expensive, but it's all good. I love New York. My sister-in-law, who's a huge WNBA fan, she just barely bought tickets to go to the Aces Las Vegas team against Liberty in New York. So she's pumped about that. Way to go, Debbie. Just went full time. Yep, having a conversation. Sweet. I'm in Massachusetts. Nice. Yep. So yeah, $12.29 Travis Matthews in Massachusetts. Jeez. John says, I've got a bunch of 91 Topps Upper Deck Donruss and Flair basketball cards. Are they worth the effort of listing? I'm really sorry to be the one to break this news to you, but the 90s are called the junk wax era because there was this guy by the name of Michael Jordan who made basketball and basketball card collecting super popular. So in the 90s, they just printed cards. So the majority of those cards are worthless, unfortunately. Hello. Hey, Texas lady. Nice to see you here. Now that it's August, will you be moving away from summer items and towards fall? Or our stores around here already have Halloween stuff out? No, I don't purchase seasonally. I purchase profit no matter what. So If I find a jacket, if I find jackets right now, I buy them and I list them. If I find Hawaiian shirts in November, I buy them and list them. If I buy Halloween decorations in January, I buy them and list them. So obviously you want to focus on things that are seasonal and that are selling quicker, but I buy it all and list it all. Everything, but I love vintage stuff. Okay, so I asked everybody what you guys list and sell. So everything, but you love vintage stuff. That's nice. I love vintage stuff too. It's always really fun to list. There's not a ton that are good from the 91. Oh yeah. Yeah, you're answering what I just said. I'm an everything seller because J Ride Flip said, until I'm hitting 100K a year, I need to be an everything seller. And that is beautiful advice. Thanks, Nick. Yeah, a lot of people will never hit $100,000 a year profit, and that's fine. Like most people don't need $100,000 a year to live. And if you're never going to hit that, I don't think you need to niche down. I don't. I'm taking a stand. I've made it before. I'll take it again. It's just, it frustrates me when people are like, oh, I can't pick up that $200 camera. Got to go keep picking up my $18 men's shirts so my business keeps thriving. What if the $200 camera gets returned and I'm out $4 plus $5 for shipping? And then I have to sell the camera for parts for $90. My business is being destroyed. I just don't get it. Sorry for being sassy there, but I've had multiple conversations around that today, and I just don't get the logic. It's like you go to a thrift store and you see a Sony Walkman for $4 that's worth $250 still in the package, and then you see a Tommy Bahama shirt for $4 that sells for $18 plus shipping, and you're like, oh, I'm a niche seller. I sell clothing. I'm gonna let the Walkman sit and let Jake make $238 profit today. Like, I just don't understand that. Sorry. Texas lady said, I listed 5 yesterday and only 3 today. Hey, not bad. Do you have a draft bank? That's really good. 5 yesterday, 3 today. And then honestly, on some days you can draft 7, draft 5, list 3, But yeah, Texas lady, that's great. 5 yesterday, 3 today. That's an average of 4 every day. Good job. Laura says, greetings. Good to see you here. Men's and women's clothing, had a little bit of shoes. I try and keep the items I buy on the lighter side and not buy as many bulky items. Yep. Yeah, that's a really good business strategy as well. I made a video about, sorry guys, my dog is barking. So we're going to go let her back in. A lot of you guys like Scout. She's a pretty cool dog. She's a little sassy sometimes, but we love her. And you guys want to see her? Here she comes. Hi, Scout. While we're here, a lot of people have asked me about my setup, not only in my eBay business, but my house. So here's my house. I live in Utah. Here's my little kitchen. We got a nice front living room. Here's my TV. There's my bedroom there. A lot of people ask me what my cost of living is. Man, I feel like a vlogger. This is kind of gross. I'm going back to the room. But yeah, so the house that I live in is 3 bedroom, 2 bath. It was just barely built in February. And according to Zillow, it's worth about $490,000 for a 3 bedroom. It has a 2-car garage. So it's a really nice place. But cost of living in my town is it's up there for sure. So people who make $60,000 a year here really, really struggle. It's hard to pay for a decent life here in St. George on 60,000. But a lot of people do it and they have a fun time. But yeah, my bills every month is over $4,000. So I got to make more than 4,000. Sorry if you guys don't care about that, but a lot of people do ask me about that. But sorry, I got really distracted because of my dog. So I did a video on like 10 small things that sell for huge profits. And a lot of people, especially when I started, I only was looking for remotes and Walkmans and computer mouses and things that were under 12 ounces. I had like an under 12 ounce business and it was going really well. But I just realized one day that so many people are afraid to ship subwoofers. So many people are afraid to ship VCR players that I'm like, wow, this is a market that I'm just going to dive into. And it tripled my income. when you're selling a Bose subwoofer for $300 plus $150 shipping, like and you only bought it for $12 at the DI. Sounds good to me. I found a remote control Logitech Harmony 700 brand new. That's what I'm talking about. I buy this for $10 and it sold for $235 plus shipping. But it's terrible being an everything seller. You should have only bought men's shirts. Man, you're wasting your time with $235 remotes. You should have left it behind. Obviously kidding. 2 lives today? Yeah. Yeah, I'm breaking all the rules and I'm doing a second live in one day on YouTube. The first one was an hour and my wife isn't home. And I've done 50 listings today. I've done 4 short form videos. I've sourced today. I did some background work on JRide Flip's website. So I've done a lot today and I'm pretty bored. So why not do a live, right? I'm brand new and just want to thank you for making everything seem so simple. I recognize your name from some comments, some very nice comments that you left on some of my recent videos. So thank you so much. I've only listed 22 items so far and sold 9. That is awesome. Gonna work on doing 7 a day to start going forward. Yeah, if you've only listed, do you have 22 active right now, or you've listed 31 and have sold 9, or you've listed 22 and have sold 9? Either way, that is an amazing sell-through rate, and if you can keep that going, you're gonna be a thousandaire this week. You're gonna be a 10,000aire this month, and you might be a millionaire soon. But yeah, if you can keep getting like items and keep doing what you're doing, you're going to be really, really good at this job. So congratulations. D says, I watched your vid from this morning. In it, you told someone that if you source 6 hours a day and list 2 hours a day, you can be a full-time seller. Can you expand on that? Does source spot matter? List everything found that day. So I want to speak from experience, from not my own experience, but from my subscribers' experiences. I have found that the average person that subscribes to me or that does reselling, whether it's full-time or part-time, when they're serious about it, their average profit is about $11. It's more than 10, but it's less than 15 per item. So it depends on what full-time is for you. Full-time for me is $70,000 a year. So I got to make at least $70,000 a year where I live to consider it full-time. So you got 70,000 divided by 365. So that means you got to make $191 a day. And if you're making $11 profit per item, that means you have to sell 17 a day, which is very doable. So what I would do is I would try to source 25 items a day, Monday through Friday, 5 days a week for 6 hours a day. So 30 hours a week, I am finding 25 items. And then if you get good at listing, you can easily do 25 items in 2 hours. So I would go find 25 items a day and I would come home and I would draft all 25. And then I would launch 17 every single day. And you're not going to start selling 17 right off the bat. It's going to take a while. It might take 2 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years. But eventually, if you're doing this right, you're going to be selling as many as you're listing every day. And that's a beautiful place to be in. So if I were trying to go full-time, sourcing 6 hours a day and listing 2 a day, with those averages, that's what it takes. Now, if we look at my store, for example, and I say this humbly because I know that my profit per item is more than the average person, even with employees and even though I pay tithes and things like that. My average sales price right now is like $42, and my average cost of goods, I just recalculated it again because I'm doing a new video, is $3.91. So I'm making about $27 profit per item. So in this scenario, if we're doing 70,000 divided by 365 divided by, we'll say 26, I would only need 7 items per day. So now I don't even need to work full time to do that. Like finding 7 items, you can do that in one thrift store. Minimum 2 or 3. So I'm getting a little sidetracked. I've kind of lost the vision of where I was going with this. But yes, if you source for 6 hours and you can learn to list in 2 hours, you can definitely do that. I would focus on, if I were to do that, maybe I'll do this as a challenge to show people that it's possible. I will source for a full week for 6 hours a day and then come home and only list for 2 hours a day. And I'm pretty sure that I could do a lot. Yeah, that's a really good idea. I'll do that. I'll do a series on that eventually. But yeah, and I would focus on small items like phones, GoPros, cameras. And I know a lot of you guys are thinking these things are impossible to find, but I mean, here's my to list pile. This is worth $70. This is worth $70. This guy is worth $24. This is worth $8, still worth listing. This vacuum piece is worth $30. Like, I don't know. I think you can do full time sourcing 3 hours a day and listing 1 hour a day. Easy, very easy. It just, you have to just get your systems in place to where you can become a sourcing expert, and it really doesn't take a ton of effort to do so. Sorry about that. That was probably the longest answer to a question I've done in a while. So we're talking about the cards, and Paul Carl sounds like an expert. So I'm really excited to look up his channel after this. He says the junk wax stuff does sell, but it's relatively slow. I sell a few hundred a month, but not worth listing as singles without getting a bunch of equipment and software and having a huge selection. Yep. Yeah. So a lot of kind of talking about what you're saying, in my experience as a buyer, I would love it when I would type in Ja Morant rookie card, for example, and then I'd find one. And then I'd click on it, and then in red, it says 20% off when you buy 6. And then I'd go to that what's it called? To that eBay store, and I'd go throw in 5 more cards that I was interested in, and they would get more money from me, and I would get a deal. And so it would work out for both parties. And you can do that with, like if you get a Charles Barkley 90s junk wax card, it's still going to be worth $4. If you can find a 2-year Shaq, a second-year Shaquille O'Neal card, it's worth $6. If it's a variation, it's worth $11. If it's a numbered card, it's going to be worth 80, sometimes hundreds. Just depends. If you don't specialize in cards, it's best to just sell as lots. Yeah, or honestly, with junk wax, a lot of people just say the best way to sell them is to sell them to the dumpster and throw them away. I am an opportunist seller myself. Are you saying you see opportunities and you take advantage of them and sell them, so you're an everything seller? Because if that's what you're saying, I'm with you. I do it all, but I enjoy finding vintage Christmas decor. That's pretty exciting. A lot of one of the items really making its rounds in the reselling community right now are those black hooded white, like what's it called? Halloween costume masks. Some of those are selling for like $800, $1,000 just for a simple little mask, which is nuts. Ethan says vintage clothing, mostly starting to get into remotes, calculators, and glasses. That's what I'm talking about. That's my shop right there. It's good items to be. I love selling tea boxes, novelty socks, and Tupperware. I wonder if you watch Commonwealth Picker. I hope you do. Commonwealth Picker is a really cool guy, Kevin. I've had a couple small conversations with him, and he's actually shouted me out on his channel twice. Very grateful for that. I love this reselling community, and he is the king of Tupperware, that's for sure. Josh Galt says, "What up, J-Ride? Great life." Hey, thanks, Josh. Josh Galt. I hope I'm saying your last name correctly. Never actually communicated and had like a formal introduction, so I'm sorry about that. But Josh does what's called the eBay Advanced Live every day. For me, I'm not sure what time zone. I think he's in like Eastern Canada or something, so his time zone's definitely different. But for me, it's around like 12 o'clock every day, and I think he's about to hit episode 100. I think today was episode 99, right? So everyone, go follow Josh. Go subscribe to Josh. Josh talks about a lot of the back end side of eBay. He goes deep into numbers and statistics, and then he talks about business in general and stock market stuff too. So I really enjoy his channel. It's a really good time. Everyone go check him out. Even if you want to click away right now and go support him, go ahead and do so. Melanie says, I sell everything for the most part, especially if it's odd items. I found a Velcro horseshoe boot at an Amazon bins for $1, sold for 56. That's what I'm talking about. I love hearing that. I love hearing people say, hey, I found something for $3, it sold for 60. That just gets me so pumped. I bought something for $1, it sold for 56. Like, capitalism is amazing. Yard sale steel 300. I sell anything I can buy for under 80 and list for 50 plus. That's a solid business model right there. And I'm sure some days you might only get 4, maybe sometimes only like 2, but then some days you crush it and you get like 10 or 12. I know I'm pretty behind in the chat, but if you want to let me know about how many of those items you're able to find per day or per week, I'd be very interested to know that. But yeah, that's an awesome business right there. That's a low stress as long as you can find enough items business. John says the problem for small sellers is that if the return is high dollar and you're living hand to mouth, getting hit with a couple hundred reverses on your account could hurt. That's very true. I remember when I first started doing this, I wasn't very good at shipping yet. And luckily, I had a thriving pest control business, that was making me way more money per month than eBay. But I bought a KitchenAid mixer and I sold it for $325, I think, plus $120 shipping. And I didn't pack it very well, and it arrived broken. And I had to do that $500 return. And it was tough. Man, it was tough. Like, I'm like, freak. Like, if it wasn't for me having my pest control business, I may not be here today. I may not be here on a live on YouTube talking about eBay selling, because honestly, a $500 return can really decimate a business. So you always got to make sure that you are. That's why I really recommend. I talk about this a lot in videos. I recommend selling 80 things a week for 80 small things a week for like $20, $30. Like, that's really the best way to grow, in my opinion. Texas Lady says, I am selling everything now. Used to only sell Native American jewelry when I started. I am doing drafts now also to build up. That's awesome. My wife really loves Native American jewelry. She likes the turquoise with the silver. So yeah, we like to go. We especially love Sedona. Sedona is about, I don't know, 6 or 7 hours away from us. Sedona, Arizona. One of the coolest places in the world. If you guys have never been, you should definitely look into going. And they have a lot of pop-up tents and tables where they sell a ton of Native American jewelry. So we like to see those. D says, is there a way to see what items have the best sell-through rate so we know what to keep an eye out for? Absolutely. So the pink stuff. Let me do a better example. Oh, this camera will be a perfect example. Okay. So this camera right here, it is the Canon PowerShot A590. So I'm going to go to eBay and I'm going to go to search. Okay. I know you guys can't see my phone screen very well, but I'm going to type in PowerShot A590. That's it. I'm going to type in PowerShot A590. At the bottom, you can see that there's 119 results. That means right now there's 119 listed. Okay. You're going to go to filter, and you're going to scroll down to sold items. You're going to click that. Now it's saying that 339 have sold within the last 90 days. So when you hear people on YouTube like me or like other resellers talk about sell-through rate, and we say, oh, this has a 100% sell-through rate, or this has a 200% sell-through rate, we're basing that off of 90 days. So there's 119 of these listed. If 119 have sold, that means it has a 100% sell-through rate. If you double that and 240 have sold, it has a 200% sell-through rate. This had what, 340? Yeah, 340. So this literally has a 300% sell-through rate. So that means you buy it. You buy it and you list it. Now, if we take this, for example, this is a cool item. I got this at the Las Vegas bins. So I probably paid like, I don't know, 60 cents for it. This, let me do a live demonstration of how to look things up too. So this, I guess I could type in Superman wings. I could possibly look for a year that this was made, but it might be a hard time. but I have Google Lens on my phone. So I go to Google. You see how right there, how it says Google Lens? You click that camera, and then you take a picture of this. Okay. Google Lens. I'm immediately seeing a ton of eBay listings and Poshmark listings. So I'm going to click on the eBay listing, this first one that popped up. And now I can see, okay, I can see a better search term for it. Batman BVS Superman 12-inch figure. So then I'm able to search that. Batman Super. Sorry, I meant to say Superman, not Batman. Superman. Okay. Now, there are 650 of these listed, and there are only 62 sold. So this has a 10% sell-through rate. So if this was $1 and this was $1 and you could only choose one, you're definitely going to want to go with this one because it has a 300% sell-through rate. This only has a 10% sell-through rate. But this is actually a pretty cool item, and it was only 60 cents, and Christmas is coming up. And if I can just have a good price, a good listing, a good title, a good return policy, all that good stuff, I think I can be the 10% that sells it. So that's why I grabbed it. Let me just do another example. Shoes. Okay. Here's these Nike Jordan golfing shoes. I was really tempted to keep these. Here's another pro tip, guys. The reason why I'm good at this job is because I'm not emotional about the items. I love golfing. I love Jordan, and these shoes are exactly my size, but I have never kept anything from a thrift store for myself. I've kept one thing, and it was a pair of On Cloud shoes. That's the only thing I've ever kept from a thrift store for myself, though. But so here, we got this shoe. Nike is really easy because all Nikes have the style code on them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my phone. I'm going to type in to search. I'm going to type in AR7995-003. Okay, let's see how good of a sell-through rate this is. There are 20 listed, and there are 9 sold. So that's a 50% sell-through rate. But the price is going for about $80. So in a vacuum, I use that phrase with my wife a lot. She tells me she doesn't understand it. So I guess that's a phrase that not a lot of people know about. So in a perfect scenario on paper, that means that it will take these shoes about 180 days to sell. But if I can beat my competition on price, if I can beat my competition with a better title for visibility, if I can beat my competition with a faster shipping policy and a better return policy, I truly believe this is a 100% sell-through rate item because you're able to beat out your competition. But that is the way that you look up and calculate shipping. You calculate sell-through rate. If there are 20 listed and 9 have sold, it's a 50% sell-through rate. That means it's going to take about 180 days to sell. If it's a 300% sell-through rate, that means it's going to take on average about 30 days to sell. If that makes sense. Utah gang. Nice, Cam. I love Utah. Scout. Oh my gosh, my dog is the best. Thanks for saying that, Texas lady. Love to see Scout, dog trainer here. Oh yeah, Scout's the best. Do you ship video games? If so, how do you ship the cheaper ones? Yeah, I just ship them first class. I guess it's a USPS ground now. I actually just sold a Luigi DS game. Speaking of Scout, she's ringing the doorbell to go out again. So I did a video on TikTok about how I found this Luigi game for $3 and I was going to sell it between $40 and $50. And I actually got a lot of hate for it. Everyone's like, oh, that only goes for $25 free shipping. That goes for $20 plus shipping. And it sold in like 8 days for $46.87. So, but yeah, I just put it in a little bit of bubble wrap. I put it in a poly mailer and I send it out first class, which has transitioned to Ground Advantage. Lindy Moose says, I have 200 done in draft right now. That is awesome. And we'll start to release when I get back from vacation. That is so awesome. 200 Sorry, got to get some extra light because this room has terrible light. Yeah, 200 in the draft bank is amazing. Congratulations on that. And thanks for being a member of the channel. Also, you as well, Texas Lady. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for the support. Marilyn says, hello from Arkansas. Just kidding, Arkansas. I have a rash of non-payers after I accept the offers. It's getting ridiculous, mainly because it takes my items down for 4 valuable days. Yep, it sucks, and it kind of comes and goes in waves. So like right now, I have 5 non-payers. One time I had 27. It was wild. So like sometimes you just have like an annoyingly ridiculous amount, and then other times it's lower, like 5. For me, 5 is low because I sell a bit of items. But I don't think I've seen a day where I have less than 3 non-payers. It's just part of the business. It's one of the most unfortunate things about eBay. I wish that they would fix that, but John says, are you going to do a video on testing receivers, subwoofers, and speakers? Yeah, I can do that. I can totally do that. OMG, I finally got to a live chat. I have seen every single video. That's awesome. Thank you so much for the support. I love that. I actually Googled JRide flips today, and it led me to Reddit, where a few people have asked who are the best YouTubers to watch, and a ton of people have said JRide flips. That's like, I'm not an emotional person, but wow, that's awesome. Like that gets me emotional to go to a completely different obscure place in the internet and see that people actually enjoy what I'm doing is really awesome. So thanks, guys. Wow, that got a little deep for a second. Cam says, thinking about taking a trip to Vegas to thrift stores there for a day or two. I feel like it would be better there for clothes than here in Utah. When I met you, we talked about how Utah was great for finding. Yeah, so I live like 90 minutes away from Vegas, and Utah is significantly better than Vegas. Sorry to put water on that fire, but when I go to Vegas for 6 hours, I usually get like 25 profitable clothing articles of clothing. When I go to northern Utah for 6 hours, I usually get like 120. So yeah, northern Utah is goated for sure. Cool, but I think that's it. Yeah, Cool is really sick. But yeah, you'd think there'd be like a lot of designer and a lot of like brands you don't see in Utah in Vegas, but it's the same. They're just triple the price. Yesterday, eBay asked for a photo of the item I bought for future picture feedback with photos. Does anyone else get this message? No, I've never seen that. So I'll do some research on that. Nick says, hit the thumbs up button. Oh, thanks. You guys are too much. 22 total, sold 9. Yeah, that is. Keep that up. You're gonna make a ton of money on eBay. You're killing it. I smashed the like button. Just got a sale. Woohoo, dude! People say that, like not just about my man. The lighting is pretty bad in here. I think I'm gonna get one more light for you guys. Here's my photo listing station. We're going to be borrowing a light from it for this live. Sorry, I smashed the like button. I got to stop. Yeah, so a lot of people say, not just on my channel, but on resellers' lives, if you like the video, you almost always get a sale within an hour. So I don't know if that's true or not, but it seems to happen quite a bit. So hit the like button at your own discretion. If you don't want to hit the like button, that's totally fine. But if you do, that's dope. Thank you. All right, let's see if this makes the lighting better. A little bit. I love your channel. Do you sell records? And if so, do you put a clip of the album playing in your listings? Wonder if I should put forth the extra effort. Thanks. I've sold a couple records, and I've never put a video for any item on eBay ever. So yeah, it's totally fine if you want to, but I just think it's a slight waste of time. But listen, I went back and changed stuff on my 22 listings based on the info I learned from you, and that's why I sold 9 of the 22 items. Again, thank you. Hey, thank you so much for the little bit of credit, for the big amount of credit there. I don't deserve that much. That was you that did that. So congratulations, good job. James said, I had to turn down a job offer in St. George and was living in Wyoming at the time, but now am loving the thrifting in Huntsville, Alabama. Recently moved in about 2 months of moving in up to 650 items. Dude, I love St. George. So I don't know. St. George is dope. But yeah, no, it sounds like you got a bunch of good opportunities for you. So that's really awesome. Congratulations. I love to see other people thriving and happy. And it sounds like you have a really awesome situation. So congratulations, man. Maggie says, appreciate all your advice, JRide Flips. Thank you so much. I've been doing this for 4 months, have 78 listed and 63 sold. That is awesome numbers. Since listening to you, I consistently list 2 items per day and need to build a bigger draft bank. Yeah, that's awesome. That is some really good numbers. You guys are killing it. And I know you guys want to give me a little bit of credit for it, but no, it's you guys that take the time to actually learn how to do YouTube, especially on TikTok. Like, dude, people are just victims, man. It's unfortunate. Like I'll like post a video about a camera or a shirt and everyone's like, oh my gosh, you'll never get that much for it. And it's like, dude, open your eyes, man. Just do the work and you will be paid handsomely for it. So congratulations to you guys. You guys are the ones that go to YouTube and try to learn from people like me and from people like like Harry Tornado and Commonwealth Picker and Daily Refinement and Rally Roots. Like there's a lot of really good smaller channels like Bo Johnson and I always struggle. This is like a tongue twister for me. Marcus Dixon's over at Dixon's Pickens. Really awesome smaller channel that has a lot of really valuable information. A Rural Squirrel is awesome. And there's so many. Okay, guys, I'm gonna do something that I haven't done on my channel in over 3 months. If you haven't yet, I'm gonna ask you to subscribe. I'm also gonna ask you to share my channel with others. I really want to get to 10,000 subscribers because at 10,000 subscribers, I want to shout out 10 channels that have less than 10,000 subscribers that deserve to have 100,000. So if you guys would help me get to 10,000 subscribers so I can shout out those YouTubers, that would be awesome. There are so many small channels that deserve way more attention. So I could do it right now, but I feel like the algorithm and the audience will see the number 10,000 and it will generate more traffic, thus resulting in more subscribers for them. So I love the reseller community. I want to grow it. I wish more people knew about these other channels. So let's get it. But that was sidetracked. Did I answer the question? Yeah. Okay, sweet. Cam says, if you find 13 items a day and sell 13 items a day for $20 profit, that's $100K a year, and that's less storage. It's more of a grind though. Yeah. No, 13 items at $20 profit is great. And it's super, super doable. I know that Tech and Sports and Daily Refinement really preach that. And it's an awesome business model. Making $100,000. Honestly, you can find 13 $20 profit. In my experience, I know my environment is different than others. I know my circumstances are different than others. My mindset is different. I understand all that. But in my experience, you can find 13 $20 profit items in under 4 hours every single day. So if you just source for 4 hours and then list 13 items in an hour, you can make $100,000 a year. No schooling. Like, that's wild. What a matrix we have found, ladies and gentlemen. Maggie says, if you were to put your version of Thrift a Life menswear manifesto, I would be first in line to pay for it. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Also, shout out to Thrift a Life. He's a really good resource. It's for men's clothing specifically, and he also does books. And all of his content can be transferred over to everything. I really appreciate you saying that. There's multiple ways that I've been monetizing this YouTube. And I don't really want to charge people for BOLO lists or anything like that. I just appreciate you guys coming to the videos. And if you guys would ever like to sign up for memberships, you can totally do so, but it's completely optional. But yeah, thanks for the support. Debbie says, wow, great. First Sale says, I list 13, most of them Game Boy games I got from Yard Sale. That's awesome. Yeah, Game Boy games, DS games, Wii games, GameCube games, Xbox games, all the games. Video games are awesome. A lot of them only sell for like $2 or $4, but a lot of them sell for 40, 60, 80. It's a really good niche to be in. Master Maniac Mexico, I've missed you. I saw you in a live today. Let me think where. It was in Flippin' Ain't Easy. I saw you in Flippin' Ain't Easy live channel. I said, I report that I just have finished my daily listing goal of 5 items. That's what I'm talking about. Good on you. Catherine says, I had less than 90, but following your advice, I made it to 185, currently doing a minimum of 10 a day. That is awesome. Man, I love to hear that you guys are posting 10 or 15 a day. From my experience listening to other YouTubers and their subscribers, most people are around 5, which is awesome. 5 is great. But it's really good to hear you guys up in those double-digit numbers. I think that's where eBay can truly become a huge blessing in people's lives, is when you're doing double-digit listings every day and you eventually get to those double-digit sales every day. Answer to my first question. Thanks. Your info is so appreciated. Pulling the Band-Aid off and starting is the hardest. 100%. And that's just across the board for everything. Like a lot of you guys probably, some of you guys out there may aspire to do YouTube content. Do it. Just do it. Your first video is gonna suck. Your first 20 videos are gonna suck. And your first 100 videos are probably gonna suck. But in your first 20 videos, you're gonna amass like 40 to 60 amazing fans that just fall in love with you. And then from there, you're just gonna get better and better at videos. And then you're just gonna have this awesome community like I have with you guys. There's a lot of you guys that were around when I only had 80 subscribers, 1,000. It's just, you just got to press record. You got to list your first item on eBay. You got to ask the girl out. You just got to throw your head out there, Scream ghost face masks. Yep, those Scream ghost face masks are busting right now. Joe just left the DI with some good stuff, heading to Goodwill now. That's awesome. You said you're in Texas, right? If I remember correctly. The Texas has their first DI, and DI, Deseret Industries, is goated. We can encourage one another. I love that you guys have little side conversations too. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 D's nuts. Man, I bet you won't do it again. If you want to go ahead and Kebler, whatever your name is, go do that on my TikTok. I'll really appreciate the algorithmic boost. Here on YouTube, I've got enough of that, but if you want to help me out on TikTok, I'd really appreciate you saying D's nuts on all of my videos. It'd be awesome. Should I promote all my items? You can do what's best for your business. Not all items need to be, no items need to be promoted to sell, but a lot of items definitely benefit from being promoted. And then some items absolutely do not need to be promoted to sell. But what I do is I just have a fixed rate of 2.6% promoted across all of my items. So that way I don't have to do the extra work of, should I just not promote this one, yada, yada, yada. To keep my life more simple, I just do 2.6% across the board on all of my items. But yeah, if you have an Apple iPhone, you don't need to promote that. If you list a Michael Jordan rookie card, you don't need to promote that. But you still can if you'd like to, Debbie says, LOL, I think my husband has the face mask. We will have to find it. LOL. Yeah, no, it'll be worth $40 minimum. If it's the right company, it could be worth $1,000. So go find it. Yes, used to go to Gallup, North, New Mexico 2 times a year to the market. Are you like in El Paso? Are you kind of pretty close to New Mexico, Texas lady? I do not promote. Yeah, like I said, you don't need to promote any at all to sell items, but it just helps you sell them more quickly. And I was talking about it in the live earlier today. Yes, this is my second live today. I'm breaking the rules. I did like $11,000 in promoted listing sales, and it only cost me like $318. So that was definitely worth it in my book. Spend $318 to make 11,000. I'll take that any day of the week. Paul says, I think specialization is the way to go. You can optimize all of your workflows and workspaces around your niche and make everything insanely fast, especially with the right software and automations. Yeah, so that works for a lot of people. Also, a lot of people have a hard time obtaining a ton of one specific item. But if you're super passionate about it, like sports cards, like obviously you are, then that's an easy, really system to set up, and it's super optimized, which is awesome. Gotta run. Awesome live show, Jay. Hey, thank you so much, Laura. Lets you build a brand, expand to other niche markets and your own site, build more repeat business, increase AOV by people buying multiples, etc. Yep, a lot of good benefits of that. Like I mentioned earlier, though, the average person on my channel honestly, the average person on my channel doesn't really want to make more than $100,000 a year. I sure do. So I'm definitely in it for those stuff. Oh, sweet. Rinny Prowl gave me a $5 super chat. Thank you so much for that. It says, I found a vintage Wrangler shirt for $6 and sold it for $120 because of your Bolo tip. Thank you so much. Don't tell my TikTok followers. They will burn you at the stake. They do not believe that Wrangler shirts would sell for more than $20. But we don't listen to the haters. We make $120 while they leave it on the shelf for us. So thank you so much for that super chat, man. Not needed, but I super appreciate that. You're awesome. Good morning. Good morning. Where are you from? It is not morning where I'm at. Jad268. Let me know in the chat where you're from. Superman. Yep, I was showing a live thing there. $8 cost of goods for $50 plus. Oh, thank you for replying, for making that easy. I'm retired and part-time. Husband wants to travel camp, which makes my business more difficult, but I can find 2 to 10 items a sourcing day. I love yard sales and church sales. That's awesome. Yep. Yeah. So kind of like I assumed, sometimes you only find 2 or 3, but other days you find 8 or 10. And I'm sure some days you find like 15 or 20, which is awesome. That's an awesome business model. Stick to it. And dude, camping's awesome. So I'm gonna side with both of you guys on this one. To my second question, but is there a way to see the sell-through rate of items before we go to source? I get checking when you find a Bolo, but is there a way to know if items to look up before? Yeah, I'll do a video on this. I talk about it all the time. But like, if you're like, I want to start selling sunglasses, what should I look for? Type into eBay sunglasses. You're going to go to filter. Oh my gosh, I said sunglasses. What a fool. You type in sunglasses, you go to filter. You want to make sure that the condition is used. And then you're going to go to sold. You're going to see that 94,000 sunglasses have sold in the last 90 days. So over 1,000 pair of sunglasses sell. Over 1,000 pair of used sunglasses sell on eBay every single day. Yummy, yummy. You're going to go to filter. You're going to go to price. And then you're going to set it to items that have only sold for more than $30. This is a Bolo list. You don't have to pay for this Bolo list. All you have to do is type in sunglasses. You can type in men's shirts. You can type in cell phones. You can type in camera. You can type in anything you want. You filter it to $30 and you're seeing, okay, Oakley, Ray-Ban, Oakley, Chanel, Oakley, Ray-Ban, Maui Jim. Okay, right off the bat, I'm going to be looking for Oakley sunglasses because like 15 of them have sold in the last 20 minutes for more than $30 in used condition. I also heard Ray-Ban a lot in there. You're going to see Oakley, Ray-Ban, Oakley, Ray-Ban, Oakley, Ray-Ban, Maui Jim, Dolce & Gabbana, Prada, Oakley. I'm seeing a lot of Maui Jim as well. That's one of my favorites to sell. So now I don't have to look up in the store, even though I recommend doing that. But you can do the research beforehand while you're watching Netflix. If your spouse goes to sleep before you, or if you wake up before your spouse, or before your kids get up, or while you're drinking your coffee or reading the newspaper or whatever, in your downtime, you can just do that. So now I'm going to type in running shoes. I'm going to filter it to pre-owned. And then I want to see only things. You can say like, okay, I'm in a bigger town in Florida where they jack up the prices. So my average cost of goods for shoes is $15. So I only want to see shoes that sell for $50 or more. So now I'm going to go to price. I'm going to filter it to $50. And now I'm seeing On Cloud, Noble, Asics, Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, Asics, On Cloud, Nike, Hoka. Okay, right off the bat, I'm seeing a lot of Hoka. I'm seeing a lot of On Cloud. So now I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye out for Hoka and On Cloud when I'm in the thrift stores. So I hope that helps. That is like a really a really game-changing tip that can help you guys. And I'll do a video on it. Unfortunately, when I do like really awesome videos that really like take people to the next level, they don't do as well in the algorithm because people want to be entertained. They don't want to be educated. So I wish for your guys' sake that those videos would do better. If you guys ever see like a really informative video like that from me or other YouTubers, the best way to help that video is to watch it all the way through and then to go share it on Facebook, anywhere on Facebook. That is by far, especially in like an eBay group. If you can share a really informative video anywhere outside of YouTube, that's the best way to help it grow. But yeah, I hope that helps because that's a game-changing tip right there. LOL replying, being emotional about items. I sadly offer great things to my kids. Recently gave up 2 Crusette cast iron fines because I'm a good mom. LOL. Hey, nothing wrong with that. So like it's good to have that work-life balance. So if you find really good items, and especially if it's for other people. So I take that back, I guess, because I give my wife items all the time. I give her mom and my mom items all the time. I just never take for myself. So I guess I take that statement back because I do the same thing. First time catching live. Hey, thank you so much for being here. That's awesome. Do you measure shirts pit to pit? I don't. I actually don't. It affects my sales for sure. I would have a faster sell-through rate on my clothing if I listed measurements. I get DMs. I get messages on eBay every once in a while saying, hey, will you measure this pit to pit? And sometimes I just say no. But if you measure pit to pit, you will get significantly more sales and significantly less questions. So I advise doing it. When do you generally send an offer after you've listed an item? I've been sending out as soon as I can an offer at 15 to 20%. Well, you just gave yourself my answer. The second that I can. So every morning when I wake up, I have like 40 watchers that I can send offers to. So I send a 20% offer to those 40 watchers. And then around lunch or 2 o'clock, I have like another 25. And then right before I go to sleep, I have like another 30. So every time I have like 25, 30, 40, I just send 20% off. And I just do that every time I have enough to send to. Is there a limit to how many items you can list as a non-store seller? What should be expected if sales don't start immediately? Does a store seller have access to a draft bank? Thanks. Yes. So everyone has access to a draft bank. Instead of, if you're on your desktop or phone, instead of putting list item, you just put save for later, and you can list, and you can save up to 250 drafts on your phone. And I think it's like 1,000 on your desktop. But you asked so many questions. So there is no limit to how many you can list, but there's a limit to how many you list for free. So if you don't have a store, you can list 250 for free. Then after that, every month that you have more than 250 listings, they charge you 10 cents per listing. So if you have 320 items in your store, on January, you're going to get charged $7. And then in February, if you have 400, then you're going to get charged 400 minus 250 is 150 divided by 10 cents. You're going to get charged $1, $15. Wow, math. So that's when you need to upgrade to a store. Is like, okay, well, I'm paying all this money in insertion fees. If I get a store, they're going to allow me to list 10,000 items insertion fee free. So that's when you want to start getting your store. So that way you don't have to pay insertion fees. eBay would love it if you never got a store and you had 8,000 items in your store, and they would just charge you 10 cents per item per month. And they just keep charging you over and over and over and over and over again. That's how, unfortunately, a lot of people go out of business in eBay. So make sure that you actually get your store when it's optimal. And yeah, but you can list as many items as you'd like. But in the beginning, they also buffer how many you can list. So the more you list and the more you sell, the more they let you list. The West Coast hasn't started dinner time yet, so I'll get some more sales soon. LOL. Yeah, it's 7:20 for me right now. I'm in the Mountain Standard Time Zone. Vegas, Los Angeles. It's all 6:20 right now. Are you going to show you listings like clothing, electronics, vacuums, etc. for the setup for each? Yeah, I have one setup for everything. that I just showed you guys briefly. But yeah, a lot of people want a full view of my operation video. So I'm going to make a video called updated transparency, something along those lines for the title. I have an AI generation tool that'll make a better title for me. And then I'll break down my numbers, my square footage, how I list items, how many I list, all that good stuff. I mean, on top of the $200 plus day. Yeah, no, yeah, that's awesome. Let's see, full transparency. You guys want to know how much money I've sold today? This is my favorite thing to do. It pisses off the haters. Sorry, that was kind of crude. Let's see. Let's go to eBay. Sell. Today, I have sold. Sorry, it's taking me a minute to get there. Ooh, my numbers are down today. Today, I have sold $399, which is 36% less than yesterday. Because yesterday I did $892. So that's not to like show off. That's just to maintain transparency with you guys and show you guys that it's really possible to make a ton of money every day being an everything seller. I love being an everything seller. Let's see, did I read that question? Just wanted to thank you for all the help you offer. I'm watching all of your videos to try not to make the same mistakes you did. You are a good man. Hey, thank you so much. It was super nice in St. George, just didn't work out. Yeah, no worries. Listed 0 today. Well, you still got time. You still got time, Thomas. I believe in you. Gem Drop says, I went to a honey hole that has free books. Awesome. The owner came outside today to tell me to leave some, although there were over 50 items still there. I think he was mad. I resell. Should I go back or just avoid? That's up to you. It just depends on what kind of relationships you want to have and what you want to be known as. So it just all comes up to your moral compass and what you want to do as a business owner. Have you had a like issue, especially on free items? So I've never come across like free items. so I don't really have an experience for that. I've seen like church events. They'll be like, oh, come to the chapel and we're having a free day. Take whatever you like. And I don't take those free items to sell on eBay. But if other people do, like, you know, you're free to do whatever you'd like in your business. But morally, I just don't do that. But if it's from like a thrift store and like a thrift store has a free box, yeah, take as much as you want, in my opinion. John says, I just hit 100 sales after 2 months. That's awesome. But to be fair, the same sublimation over sold 3 items in that. Hold on. Same oven sold 3 times in that. Oh, okay. You sold it. It got sent back. You sold it again. It got sent back. You sold it again. Hey, dude, a win's a win. Okay. Still count it. Hey, thanks for the hearts. Thank you guys so much for being here. What's up, everyone? Hey, NorCal Scores, Marcy. Thank you so much for always supporting me. You were my first ever member of this channel, and I'll never forget that. I will never forget that. So thank you so much for that. First time catching a live, followed on IG today. Hey, thank you so much. That reminds me, I'm trying to grow on Facebook, guys, and I've kind of cracked the code a little bit on YouTube and TikTok, but I'm not very good at Facebook for some reason. So I would love it if you guys went and liked my Facebook and followed it. So far, it looks like about 5 of you have done that. So if all 87 of you guys in the chat could do that, that'd be really awesome. Because I am just having a hard time growing on Facebook. And I believe it's the pinned comment. So I'd really appreciate that after the video or even right now. That'd be great. Thank you guys so much. I stumbled across your videos and was inspired to hunt at Goodwill, not my normal source. My first pickup was a Sony CyberShot, bought for $10, sold for $100 within 3 hours of listing. Yeah, man, people hate on me for remotes and cameras, but if they want to just keep, oh, hey, Marcy Cunningham followed me on Facebook. Thanks for that. That's awesome. I just saw that notification roll in. Thank you. Yeah, people hate on me for selling remotes and cameras because the return rate is high and there's a lot of like ones that don't work or whatever. But yeah, watch my videos and make tens of thousands of dollars with me. Let's go. All my videos suck, LOL. You have a YouTube channel? Why haven't you told me before? I'm definitely gonna go check that out. I'm sure they're awesome. Rise and Grind Picker. I notice I recognize your name. Do you have a YouTube channel? Rise and Grind Picker. Rise and Grind Picker, 37,000 subscribers. What the heck? Well, I just subscribed. Rise and Grind Picker. That's awesome. I'm definitely gonna binge your stuff tonight. Thanks for reaching out. Man, it is my goal always to strengthen the reselling community. And when I find eBay YouTubers that have 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 subscribers and I'm not subscribed, man, I feel really bad. So thank you for commenting. I'll definitely check you out tonight. But yeah, 4,900 items, over $800 in sales today. That's awesome. 4,900 items. Do you do a lot of media? Okay, that's a pretty big store. I don't meet a lot of people that have stores bigger than me. So 4,900 items. That's awesome. Congratulations. One of my videos was a Tsum Tsum haul with 67,000 views. Hey, thank you guys so much. A ton of people just went and liked my Facebook page. You guys are awesome. What is that? Tsum Tsum? Tsum Tsum? TS. Dude, am I about to find a bolo? Via the... Oh, yeah, I recognize those. Man, you did a video on that got 70,000 views. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Taylor Exchange, another awesome eBay YouTuber says, if you sell your $60,000 item, are you driving it to the buyer? Yeah, so I have a $60,000 statue listed in my eBay store right now. And if someone... So I've sold big furniture, things like that, and especially the really expensive ones. It's usually to someone who's a millionaire, obviously, and they usually have shipping set up already. So like they'll come to me or they'll send a service to go pick it up and they pay for all of that as well. I have that listed in I have it listed in the description. Buyer is responsible for shipping the item. If you have any questions or need any help, contact me. So if they want, I'll totally build a box and drive it out to them as well. It's about 6 feet tall. Like actually, it's shorter than me, and I'm 6'1", so it's about like 5'7". But yeah, I'll drive it out in a truck with straps as well. But usually, big time buyers like that already have sources to get it out to them. So, but yeah, I totally will if needed. But I'm pretty sure the person that buys it is probably going to be from Los Angeles, and they're probably going to send out their own crew to grab it. NorCal Scores says, I'm a week out from gallbladder removal surgery. Oof. And I visited the Goodwill today. My cells are down for now. Yeah. You just got to keep grinding. Hopefully you have a decent sized draft bank, and there's no, like, you shouldn't feel bad if you can't get your listings up during your surgery, and especially during your recovery. Just try to get as many items as you can in your draft bank, and then try to keep launching as much as you can, but definitely take the time to rest and get healed up. I have a hernia currently, which is awesome. And I keep putting off a surgery for that because I want a certain number in my bank account before I get the surgery. So hopefully my intestines just don't spill out of my abdomen. But yeah, I need to get that taken care of, and I'm definitely prepared for that. But you're never truly prepared for it, right? If you could brainstorm and say what 5 things may trend up in the next 6 months, toys, because Christmas is coming. This is purely speculation. But if Victor Wembanyama from France, if he really is a generational talent, and if Zion Williamson can be a superstar, basketball cards will shoot up, and along with them, all other sports cards. Speculate on 3 more things. I mean, honestly, just seasonal items, but I don't think that's what you're asking. In the next 6 months, also elections are going to be coming up, so you could sell political stickers. That's probably going to be going through the roof. What else is trending? Football season is coming up. So whatever team is in the Super Bowl in February, that's going to be trending. And then I don't know. Maybe another shoe company will come up and be the next Hoka or Crocs. I'd bet on that as well. I need to sign up for TikTok. Yeah, TikTok for most people is a waste of time, but it's a cool service. It makes me money, so I really like it. Hi, do you sell haunted doll on eBay? Haunted dolls? I've seen those. That's a bolo. I've never found one, so I haven't sold them. But a lot of people make hundreds of dollars selling haunted dolls, which is wild. Hitting the like button. Hey, thank you so much, NorCal. Yes, I'm a Western Texan. I am Western Texas, 75 miles from New Mexico line. Still 500 miles. Still 500 miles to Gallup North, New Mexico. Wow. Yeah, my wife, one of the teams in her conference, there's two teams in her conference that straddle that border. One's from New Mexico and one's from El Paso and one's from Texas. So we take a trip there every year to play some soccer. Here's that super chat again. Just wanted to thank you. You guys are so awesome. Raymond says hi. How's it going? When listing lots on eBay, does it matter where you put lot of number in the title? Should I put it in the beginning before the brand name or after? In my experience, I definitely put the brand name first for sure. If you can. Sometimes it's just like a ton of cameras that all have different brands. But like, so for example, all of these cameras, all of those cameras are untested. Can you guys see them? So I'm assuming that at least 30% of these cameras do not work. So those 30% of cameras I'm going to lot up and sell on eBay for parts. And the way that I list them is I put camera lot of 18, Sony, Canon, Kodak, untested 4 parts, read is how I list that. Read is so they read the description. That's how I would list that lot. Auction or buy it now with offer. I haven't sold anything on auction in 18 months. I do everything buy it now. So that's my opinion. Hey, Jake, did you do 2 live broadcasts today? I sure did. I broke all the rules and I did a morning live and a evening live. Education for reselling is entertainment. It is, but there's also like live thrifting is like 80% entertainment, 20% education. And then like breaking down the eBay website is like 20% entertainment, 80% education. And the 80% education videos do significantly better. Do thrift stores authenticate shoes and clothes? Absolutely not. Etc. before selling, or is there a risk of buying counterfeits? Absolutely. You can buy a ton of counterfeits at thrift stores. They don't do any vetting like that whatsoever. I saw this like the fakest Louis Vuitton shirt in a Vegas thrift store the other day, and I did a little short on it. Had some fun. Do you have lives every week on a specific day so we can plan to join? Is there a way to subscribe to a newsletter or something so we get notified? So if you, right under where it says subscribe, somewhere close to where it says subscribe, there's a little bell. And if you push that bell, then it'll let you know every time I post a video or every time I go live. I work from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day. And I just do random lives. So I have a really busy schedule. I own multiple businesses and I'm doing a lot of stuff. So I just do lives when I can. I typically do lives on Mondays and Thursdays. Mondays and Thursday evenings is when my wife has a college class. And so I can't hang out with her. So I usually do lives. That's typically what happens. So 7 to 9 p.m. on Mondays and Thursdays, Mountain Standard Time, is when I do the majority of my lives. Hello from Indonesia. Love it. So I've done a lot of e-commerce, eBay, drop shipping, building Twitter and Facebook and Instagram accounts, and then selling them. I do a lot of different things like that. And I've used a lot of workers from Indonesia on like Fiverr and Upworks and things like that. I have a few Indonesian guys that do a lot of work for me, designing T-shirts, designing thumbnails for videos, things like that. So I love the hustle in Indonesia. Thanks for being here. Don says, hey, J-Ride, no question, just saying hi. Smash that like button. Hey, thanks for being here, Don. You're a cool guy. Nick says 681 active, 319 sold. Good numbers. Upgrade to store. Looking at still growing. Yeah, I'd go to store for sure. You can type into Google when should I get an eBay store, and they have literature saying, oh, when you have this many listings, you should have this much store for optimization and to pay less. Or when you have this many items, you should have this store. So just Google something along those lines and you'll find that literature pretty easy, and it'll direct you on which store to get. Do you sell on Discogs or anyone on the live chat? Discogs. I've heard of that before, but I don't know what it is. Discogs. Discover Music on Discogs, the largest online music database. Yeah, so I've never sold on there, but I think I don't want to misquote or anything, but I think A Boring Reseller Life, I think he does. I think that's where I heard that from. I don't want to misquote, but while I'm here, go follow A Boring Reseller Life. I really enjoy his content. A lot of people would say that him and I don't agree on a lot of stuff and that we have polarizing opinions, which I would agree on some, but I really respect his opinion. He's made a lot of money on eBay. He works really hard every day, and I think he does 200 listings and he has like 50,000 active items. And sometimes his opinions are a bit negative or polarizing from mine, but I really appreciate his channel, and I really appreciate the conversations that he brings to the community and to the platform. I think he's definitely worth a subscription, and I really appreciate his content. And I really think that the average person needs to work on building relationships with people that they don't always necessarily agree with. Just because we disagree with someone on something or a lot of things doesn't mean that we can't respect them and their opinion. I really respect James at A Boring Reselling Life. He does a lot of really awesome things for the community. So go sub to his channel. Today has been a dead day compared to the weekend for sales. Yeah. It happens. I really try my hardest. I know this is really hard for a lot of people, even me, but you got to look at your numbers in a bigger scope. If you look at it day to day, it can become really stressful, especially when you have those lower days. But if you can look at it from a quarter to quarter basis or a year to year basis, you're going to have a lot more success in business. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, always do what you can to have a good day every day. Paul says he sold a few on Discogs. It was pretty cool. Too time consuming for me though, so I ended up just selling all my CDs as a lot. Yeah. A lot of new resellers will see on Facebook Marketplace that there's like a lot of 200 VHSs or a lot of 1,000 CDs, and they get really excited thinking they can sell each individual CD for $8, and that's an amazing profit. But they sell really slow, and there's just so many of them that it usually just ends up being a lot in the end. Righteous Score says, take 3 or 4 and then leave the rest for the next time. Moderation. I think you're referring to the free book, which I think is great advice. Great content, Jared. Hey, thank you so much. I actually really do appreciate that, guys. And I appreciate the hate too. I appreciate all opinions. So if you guys hate me, let me know. If you guys love me, let me know. How do I find the Facebook link? I have it pinned. So I don't ask. I'm asking you guys to like and follow my Facebook page. For some reason, I just can't seem to grow on it very well. And Texas Lady is asking how. I believe that it's just that it's the pinned comment in the chat. So I think there's like a little blue banner that has a link, and you can just click on the link. If not, you can just go to Facebook and type in J-Ride Flips, and I should pop up. So thank you so much for liking that. There's a really huge opportunity to grow on Facebook, and I would really appreciate it if you guys helped me out there. So thanks. Liked. Hey, thank you so much. Just followed you on Facebook. Thank you so much, guys. Do you think it would be worth it to go to a thrift store like Goodwill every day? I go to my thrift store in town every single day, Monday through Saturday, and it's closed on Sunday. Every single morning at 9 a.m. Jake Ryder is at the St. George thrift store every single day. Unless, of course, I'm in Vegas thrifting at their thrift stores, or I'm in Northern Utah at their thrift stores. I go to the same thrift store every single day at 9 a.m. because they do not put things out throughout the day. They only put out things in the morning. So I'm there when they put the things out. And on that note, my dog is barking to come back in. Everyone show love to Scout in the chat. Everyone loves Scout. I hope everyone loves Scout. You guys can hate on me, but you can't hate on my dog. So if you guys don't like me, that's okay to share that opinion. But if you hate my dog, I will fight you. So, guys, I'm weird. I found the Facebook page and followed. Hey, thank you so much, Texas Lady. You guys are great. They are Disney figures. Yeah, Disney figures are like hit and miss. And Disney figures also can be seasonal. Like a lot of people will buy more Disney stuff when it's cold outside because they're in home, bundled up in blankets, watching Disney. Come here, Scout. Ball says, I'm at like 100,000 listings. Holy cow. Paul is at 100,000 listings of basketball cards. Been working on listing to my own website now that the Anchor store is maxed. My eBay sales will basically be me getting paid to send direct mail ads to customers. Wow. That is a huge operation. Congratulations, man. Let's all add Jake's status to our watch list so he will send us $20 off offers. Yeah, if you guys want anything in my store, just watch it and you will get a 15 to a 20% offer. Sometimes I do 15, sometimes I do 20. And there's no real rhyme or reason to that. Oh my gosh, guys. My dog wants to come see me, but the chair is blocking her. Come on, Scout. Come see everybody. Come on, puppy dog. Okay. Yeah. It says, have you met Gary Vaynerchuk yet? His trash talking video totally inspired my reselling business, and it's videos like yours that continue to inspire. Yep. So he's what got me into reselling as well. I'm a weird person, so like I'll drive around. I give motivational speeches sometimes at church and things like that, and I've been invited on podcasts and stuff. So a lot of times, come here, Scout. So a lot of times when I'm driving around, instead of listening to music, I'm pretending that I'm on a podcast because I'm a weird person. And a lot of times I'll pretend that I'm getting interviewed by Gary Vaynerchuk. So it's a dream of mine to be on a Gary Vaynerchuk podcast one day. I think I'll get there. Kerry Williams with American Arbitrage. He has a relationship with Gary Vaynerchuk, which is really cool. Gary Vaynerchuk reached out to him the other day, which is awesome. But yeah, Gary Vaynerchuk got me into reselling, and I'd love to talk to him one day. I listed 8 today and drafted 8. Scout, what is going on? Come in here. Come on. Oh, she's afraid of this light. Come on, you're okay. Yeah, that's my puppy girl. You're so silly. Okay, Nick says, how do some sellers get away with no tracking when shipping like $4 to $8 items? They're usually Chinese sellers that have huge contracts through their government. So like you can buy a silver ring from China for like $3 free shipping. Like that's wild. How does it get from China to here and they still make a profit? You know, it perplexes me as well. Caleb Sells says 36 added to my draft bank today. That's what I'm talking about. Solid number. You did the same as me, man. We both did 36, and then my employee did 14. Caleb, have you made a long form content video on YouTube yet? You need to freaking get on it. Caleb is I've never met the guy in real life, but we're friends on Instagram and stuff. And he does a few short form videos, but I've been trying to get him on to the long form stuff. Guitar Messi says, I would sell haunted dolls, but I'm afraid to have in my house. Yeah, that's pretty wild stuff. Zatara says, hey Jake, do you think it's better to wait for best offer or to send offers? I send offers every chance I get. But yeah, all right, guys. With that, it's been about an hour and 30 minutes. You guys have asked a lot of questions. Thank you guys so much. I would really appreciate it if you guys went to my Facebook page, JRide Flips. Let's see how many. Oh yeah. Carla Rowland with a ton of likes. Rural Squirrel, Let's Do Lunch podcast. Hey, thank you guys so much. If you guys want to click on the pinned comment and go to the link, go like and follow my Facebook page. I'd really like to be able to start growing on that platform as well, and just get this. I hope that you guys consider this a positive and informative reselling information, and I want to get this positive and informative reselling information to as many people as I can. And I want to make as much money as I can. So if you guys would go ahead and like and follow my Facebook page. And then if you guys want to check me out on TikTok and things like that as well. But the TikTok is growing pretty fast, which is super fun. So I'm going to go ahead and bow out. Thank you guys so much for all the questions. You guys are awesome. There were so many questions that I couldn't get to all of them, which is great. I'm really sorry that I didn't get to everybody. I might need to implement a mod soon. And then I hate to say this, but if you guys do the super chat, I'm able to see your question pop up. I'm very humbled that I'm even big enough to be in a position to where I can't get to all the questions. So if you guys really would like your questions answered, the best way to do that is a super chat, unfortunately. But I really appreciate everyone being here. Thank you guys so much. If you want to check out me on other platforms, I'd really appreciate that. I love you guys. Make that money. Thanks for being here.